The old stories call it the Emerald Beast, a phantom whispered about in hushed tones around crackling fires. They say it haunts the deepest, darkest corners of the earth, in caves that glow with an unnatural light for years. I dismissed them as just that stories, but when the disappearances started, when seasoned trackers vanished without a trace, leaving behind only the scent of ozone, and strange, phosphorescent tracks, I knew I had to find the truth. I'm a tracker, and this is the story of my hunt for a creature that shouldn't exist. My journey began at the mouth of the Glimmerfang Caves, a place even the most desperate miners avoid. The air itself feels heavy here, thick with the smell of damp earth and something else, something sharp and electric. As I descended, the world outside faded away, replaced by an eerie, pulsating green luminescence. The walls weren't just rock, they were veined with a mineral I'd never seen before, casting long, dancing shadows that played tricks on the eyes. Every snap of a twig, every drip of water echoed 1,000 times, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched by the cave itself. The silence between the echoes was the worst part of heavy, expectant quiet that promised something was waiting just beyond the next bend. My supplies were packed for a week-long expedition, high-lumen torches, ropes, rations. And my trusty rifle, though I had a sinking feeling that lead and gunpowder would be useless against whatever lived. Deep down here, my first clue came 300 feet below the surface. Scorch marks, like lightning had struck the stone, fanned out from a set of tracks. But these tracks were unlike any I'd ever seen. They were large, clawed, but seemed to shimmer, as if they were both there and not there at the same time. Following them felt like chasing a ghost. The glowing veins in the rock grew brighter, pulsing in a slow, rhythmic beat like a giant, slumbering heart. It was beautiful and terrifying all at once. Days blurred into one long, twilight green. The constant green glow messed with my sense of time. Was it day, night? It didn't matter. All that mattered was the trail. It led me deeper, through narrow passages that scraped my pack and over chasms so deep my torchlight couldn't find. At the bottom, the air grew colder, and the electric smell intensified. I found more signs, strange, crystalline cocoons clinging to the ceiling, shimmering with the same emerald light. Inside, I could see the distorted shapes of cave creatures' bats, giant insects frozen in time. Whatever the Emerald Beast was, it didn't just kill its prey, it changed it. Preserved it in this horrifying, beautiful way. Then, I heard it for the first time. It wasn't a roar or a growl. It was a sound that vibrated through my bones, a low-frequency hum that made my teeth ache and the hairs on my arms stand on end. The green light in the cave pulsed faster, matching the rhythm of the hum. I froze, every instinct screaming at me to run, to scramble back to the surface and forget I'd ever seen this place. But I couldn't. The mystery was a hook in my soul. I had to see it. I pressed on, my rifle feeling like a child's toy in my hands. The hum grew louder, coming from a massive cavern just ahead. I took a deep breath, clicked off my torch, and crept toward the opening, relying only on the cave's own eerie light. The cavern was vast, a cathedral of glowing green crystal. And in the center, I saw it. The Emerald Beast. It was larger than a grizzly bear, its body seemingly woven from pure light and shadow. It had no definite shape. It shifted and writhed, its form coalescing and dissolving like smoke. Its skin, if you could call it that, was a mosaic of shimmering emerald scales. And where its eyes should have been were the burning points of white-hot energy. It wasn't an animal. It was a force of nature, an entity from a place beyond our understanding. It was tending to the glowing crystals, its long, ethereal limbs touching the veins in the rock, making them flare with brilliant light. It was farming the energy of the cave. I raised my rifle, my hands shaking. What was I thinking? Shooting at light. At a creature that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions at once. But I had to do something. I squeezed the trigger. The shot was deafening in the enclosed space. The bullet hit the creature's flank and passed right through it, striking the far wall with a ricochet. The beast didn't even flinch. It simply turned its head, its 2 points of light fixing on my hiding spot. The hum stopped. A new sound filled the cavern, a high-pitched shriek that felt like it was tearing my mind apart. The green light of the cave turned a blinding white, and the creature launched itself towards me. It didn't run. It flowed across the ground, a river of impossible energy. I didn't wait to see what would happen next. I turned and ran, adrenaline afire in my veins. The shriek followed me, echoing through the tunnels, seeming to come from every direction at once. I scrambled back the way I came, not daring to look behind me. I could feel the energy of its pursuit, a static charge in the air that made my skin crawl. The cave itself seemed to be against me now, the shadows twisting into monstrous shapes, the ground seeming to shift beneath my feet. I fell, scraping my hands and knees, but scrambled up and kept going, driven by pure primal terror. I could see a faint pinprick of gray light ahead the entrance. I've never run so. Out in my life. I burst out of the cave mouth and into the blessed, ordinary sunlight, collapsing onto the forest floor, gasping for air. The shrieking stopped, replaced by the gentle sounds of the wind and the birds. It was over. I had survived. For a long time, I just lay there, my heart hammering against my ribs. I looked back at the dark maw of the Glimmerfang caves. The beast hadn't followed me out. Maybe it couldn't. Maybe the sunlight, the world outside its glowing domain, was poison to it. I gathered what was left of my gear and began the long walk back to civilization, a changed man. I never told anyone the full story of what I saw down there. Who would believe me? They'd call me crazy. But I know what's real. The Emerald Beast isn't a myth. It's an ancient horror, a guardian of a world beneath our own. I've seen things that defy explanation, and I've learned a valuable lesson. Some places are not meant for us, and some legends are best left undisturbed every night when I close my eyes. I can still see that pulsating green light. I can still hear that mind-shattering shriek. The hunt is over. But the memory will haunt me forever. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy tales of mystery and survival, be sure to subscribe for more expeditions into the unknown.